Presenting the colors, the Conway High JROTC Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, ask that you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence, and the national anthem. Remain standing until the color guard has left the field.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now a moment of silence. And now the national anthem sung by the Conway High School Choir. Thank you. You may be seated. Now the Cabot alma mater. Conway alma mater. crew is sponsored by Conway Family Eye Care. You can't call them like you see them if you can't see them. Dr. Susan DeBlack, Dr. Sarah Davis, Dr. Lee Cox will make sure you don't miss a single play. This time, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's coin toss. Captains for Cabot. Number 6, Quinn Hawkins. Number 33, Logan Eaton. Number 43, Dalton Shell. Number 66, Brent Bean. For Conway, number 11, Jackson Anderson. Number 52, Derek Hayes. Number 57, Noah Spurgelosi. Number 82, Bradley Retzlaff.
Hello and welcome back, Panther fans. We got a good one for you tonight. The Panther Pride take on the Wampus Cats on their home turf. The Panthers are coming into the game 3-2, coming off a dominant win against Little Rock Southwest last Friday. The Conway Cats are blazing into this game 5-0. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Carson Cook, and sitting next to me, your color commentator,
Colton Hennessy. That's right, the Panthers are coming off a 38-12 win over Southwest, where they had success passing and rushing the football, which they will have to carry over to tonight against this aggressive Wampus Cats defense.
As you can see there, the Panthers will defer it now as they look to get ready to get set to take the field now. Our captains tonight were Dalton Shell, Logan Eason, Quinn Hawkins, and Brent Bean. And here come the Wampus Cats looking energetic and excited as ever.
This stadium sounds like it's getting pretty pumped early on. Very excited for this game. Game of the week here in Arkansas, according to Hootens.com.
This Conway team has looked very good all season. Like we said, 5-0. Just looking very good throughout the season. And here comes the Panthers. You hear the cowbells now.
Wow, taking Panther Stadium on the road here. It's very loud down here on the visitor side. Luckily, we're not too far away from home, so a lot of fans were able to come. We're only 30 minutes about from Cabot High School. So we will still have quite the crowd packed out tonight on this visitor side.
Yes, definitely a lot of red in Wampus Cats Stadium now. It's very exciting to see as we haven't been able to see it much with a couple of long away games in Fayetteville and Jonesboro. But even then, the Panther fans have been really good about coming and supporting their team as Lucas Blaylock and crew comes out to kick it off.
And Lucas Blaylock, the sophomore, with the big boot. Been our stud kickoff man all year long. And the Panthers are looking to get this one underway.
Looks like Tice Carr and Trez Hammond to receive for the Wampus Cats. Excuse me, they've got three back there. It'll be Chris O'Neal as well.
Chris O'Neal, one of the players last week that had a receiving touchdown.
Blaylock to kick it away. That'd be Trez Hammond. Hammond with some room to run on the left side. He'll be tackled around the 29-yard line. And let's get this game underway.
Yes, it should be a very exciting one. Conway has been an exciting team all year, going undefeated so far, but the Panthers are looking to change that as they are putting together a great season, still yet to lose in conference play.
Comes Donovan Omalo at quarterback now.
He threw 2 touchdowns, one of them being to Chris O'Neal last week with a pretty impressive performance.
Got a man in motion. He's looking to pass. He's got the dump off to his running back. He'll make the first man miss, but not the second. That'll be Chris O'Neal, the guy we were just talking about on the reception. Looks like he'll be a favorite target for tonight.
Oh yes, with that size and athleticism that O'Neal possesses, they will be looking to target him all night long, I am sure. So the Panther defense will have to key in on him and make something happen.
Omalo with the pass. It'll be first down and knocked out of bounds by Noah Martin. That'll be number 18, Jonathan Smith, on the reception.
The Wampus Cats with a quick first down, moving it downfield quickly.
Omalo hands it off now to his running back. That'll be number 22, Desmond Davidson.
The tackle made right there by the big body on that defensive line, Aiden Cook.
Omalo will give it back to him. And hit hard and low by Noah Martin, not after the first down.
He was tripped up by Noah Martin. First and 10, Wampus Cats.
Great tackle in the open field by Noah Martin, not allowing to let him get any farther than he already had.
Omalo looking to pass. He's got a man down the middle, hit hard by Ross Baxter. Still falling forward is number 18, Jonathan Smith. A lot of physicalness tonight from these receivers.
And the Wampus Cats are moving methodically here on this drive.
Malo looking to pass, just a bit out of reach of his receiver. That was intended for number 18, Jonathan Smith, excuse me.
As that was Jonathan Smith, third target here on this first drive. Looking like he'll be a big piece to this Conway Wampus Cat offense.
We'll give it to Davidson now. Davidson up the middle on the draw. Gets all the way back to the safeties. And Ross Baxter will get the tackle. It'll be around the 14-yard line.
This Panther team struggling to find a stop to this quick Wampus Cat offense.
Amalo hands it off. There's a flag on the play now.
Davidson on the carry. There's a penalty flag on the play.
There seems to be a man down that looks like DeCaleb Rudolph. Just unfortunate to see him on the dirt again.
Number 59 the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replace it down. Timeout.
And that's the last thing we want to see. Star defensive lineman DeCaleb Rudolph going down, just coming off of an injury, as we can only hope for the best from him.
But after the penalty, it'll make it 1st and 20 for Omalo and the Wampus Cats.
Penalty is 2 yards from the line of scrimmage.
So that penalty pushed the Wampus Cats back 10 yards, making this one a little bit more difficult for the Cats.
With 10 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter, Omalo takes a challenging 1st and 20. On the sideline, DK looks good, just getting a drink of water now. Omalo with pressure, and he'll get away and use his legs, and he'll make 2 men miss. What a run from Donovan Omalo.
You know, the Conway Wampus Cats student section can get excited now, but sadly that will be coming back as there was an obvious hold on that left side of the line. And here comes the Blues marching back.
That's another 10 yards back for the Wampus Cats, and another injured player for the Panthers.
32-yard line.
Just unfortunate to see 2 back-to-back plays, 2 back-to-back Panthers on the turf.
Good official timeout.
And, you know, we can only hope for the best for these Panthers. But we're coming up on rare territory here, a 1st and 30. Not something you see every day.
Not something you want to see every day. It's nice to see it as a Panther fan, though, as maybe even though these Wampus Cats have been moving methodically down the field, you might be able to get a stop on this favoring 1 and 30 attempt from Donovan Omalo.
Speaking of Omalo, the athleticism we've seen from the quarterback has been wild. Even though there was a hold right there, he was able to make men miss that were still playing even after the flag was thrown.
A lot of confidence in senior Donovan Omalo, as you can tell just so early in the game. Number 96, Aiden Cook, walking back on his own to the Panther sideline. Nice to see that.
After the timeout, it's 1st and 30 at the 32-yard line.
Omalo looking to pass. Got a man down the middle and deflected by Ross Baxter. The pass was intended for Jackson Anderson.
That was great defense from the Panthers, able to stick with the receiver right there, and it's going to be 2nd and 30 now for Conway.
Omalo looking to pass again. This time he gets his man in Jackson Anderson, but he's hit hard. It'll be incomplete. Panther fans wanted a fumble call out of that. They won't get it. It'll make it 3 and 30 to go with 9 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter.
Man, what a hit from Noah Martin right there, delivering the huge blow on the football as 3rd and 30. Not going to be an easy one to pick up for this Wampus Cat offense.
Omalo looking to pass. He'll strike down the middle. And a pass far behind the receiver. An amazing catch from number 18, Jonathan Smith.
Lines down to the 20-yard line.
As they targeted Smith again. That's his 4th now. And he's caught 3 of the 4 attempts. And a very confident mindset from this Wampus Cat offense, staying out here on 3rd and very long. Or 4th and very long, excuse me.
Looks like Omalo was pleading with his coach to let him stay in, as he'll make men miss and barely get the pass out, but he will. Unfortunately for them, it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, starting at 1st and 20, thought you had a touchdown. Had to back it up one more time to 1st and 30. Just a lot of momentum going the Panthers' way, and it's nice to see it as a Panther fan.
Yeah, and a great start to the drive by Conway, but put to silence by the Panthers after some help from the yellow markers.
The penalty flags definitely played a factor there in the Wampus Cat drive. Here comes Charlie Powell in the offense. He'll give it to Keegan Vest. And Vest moving the pile seemingly by itself. He'll gain 3 on the play.
And Charlie Powell had an outstanding game last week. He threw for 148 yards and a touchdown. And we're looking for more of the same production tonight.
Powell looking to pass now. And a beautiful pass to Hayes Cox, who's wrestled down by number 29, Noah Files.
And there's a pass that'll get us started. A flag was thrown, however. But man, what a dot from Charlie Powell. Just a throw right on the money.
It'll take 5 games for Charlie Powell, but now he's looking really confident in this first drive. 2 plays in, and he's already halfway down the field. Nice to see Coach Reed putting a little bit of faith in his quarterback.
And yes, we are just hoping for more of that production. And that's just a great start from Charlie Powell.
He'll give it to Vest once more. Stopped quickly once again. It'll be a gain of 1 on the play, make it 2nd and 9.
You know, he found a hole right there, had to cut back, but that was swallowed up quickly. Just nowhere to go, really. But able to get a positive yard out of it.
With 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, Charlie Powell looks at a 2nd and 9 situation. Send a man in motion. He'll look to pass. He's got his man. And it'll be first down, Cabot Panthers. That's number 23, Gabe Lynch on the reception.
And Gabe Lynch, another one of those young guys, a junior. He'll be back next year as he's starting for the Panthers tonight. He was out for a little bit with injury, but appears to be in full swing now.
Speaking of out for injury, unfortunately, we won't be able to see Gavin Vest on our defense tonight. A tough hit the defense have taken in the past couple of weeks. Charlie Powell giving it to Gavin's brother, Keegan Vest. That'll be for a loss of 1.
And this Wampus Cat defense been really the only defense we've seen be able to stop Keegan Vest, as they have really just neutralized the threat.
A lot of tough defenses this Panther offense has played so far in the season. To see Conway stopping them like this in the run game, it's a great sign if you're a Wampus Cat fan. And that'll back the Panthers up 5 yards and make it 2nd and 16.
Penalty, second down and 16 at the 44-yard line.
And with the way that Charlie's been able to throw the ball so far in this one, I feel like you put the ball in his hands here.
Hayes Cox looking to hurdle over a man. He'll be stopped quickly by number 7, Trez Hammond. We saw him earlier on the kick return.
And you know, just whenever you say something like put the ball in Charlie's hands, you forget about that coveted jet sweep play ran by the mastermind of it, Hayes Cox, and a rare stop on that play.
We haven't seen that play get stopped many times. Obviously, the Wampus Cats doing their research. That play will make it 3rd and 16 for Charlie Powell. Send Reardon in motion. Charlie Powell over the middle. Hayes Cox gets a hand on it, just not to. It'll make it 4th down, but there's a flag on the play.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
And not a bad pass delivered by Powell there, just barely out of reach.
That'll be on the Panthers, the penalty, and it'll be declined. But like you said, that was a good pass from Charlie. He's looking really good tonight, and not to mention last week where he had 35 points in an offense run by himself.
Jacoby Wade.
And yes, that was a fantastic performance, like we said earlier. And you know,
be a flag on the play now. Looks like a false start on your Panthers. And that'll be on Gunnar Poe. You're not too hurt about that penalty, though, with a leg like Sam Dubwig behind you.
Yeah, like what I was about to say. I mean, any other punt crew, you might be a little worried, but with Sam Dubwig, never fear.
Jacoby Wade. He won't call a fair catch. He's pinned up in his 15. He'll make something happen. He'll get wrestled down around the 23-yard line and give his Wampus Cats much better position than they would have had.
And a heads up from Jacoby Wade, really right there. That ball was kicked with a little bit of backspin. So I'm sure that would have stopped within the 5. As the stud Sam Dubwig knows how to do.
Definitely a bold play there from Jacoby Wade to stay and not call that fair catch. Very nice work. Omalo will hand it off now. That'll be stopped quickly. On the carry was Caden Henderson.
And what a tackle that was from Gage Stamper to swallow up that Wampus Cat running back.
Omalo looking to pass. He's got his man. Hit by 2 Panthers. He'll get away and wrestled down by Ross Baxter after a first down. That is number 1, Chris O'Neal.
And no clue how he got out of that one. Just a few missed tackles, but like you said, finally wrestled down by Ross.
Omalo with his hurry-up offense. He'll get wrestled down by Caleb Rudolph. Nice to see him back in the game. Great things happen for the Panther defense when he is.
And what can you say? He's back, baby. The Caleb Rudolph, the stud D lineman, making his presence felt already here in this game.
A lot of pressure tonight, but that's the first time Omalo's been wrestled down in the backfield. He'll take the QB draw now, and he'll slide.
Malo on the quarterback keeper.
And Omalo showing off the quickness. Not able to pick up the first down, however, as it'll be
The 4th and about 5. He'll look to pass now. Omalo using his legs. He'll get there and be stopped quickly by Logan Eason. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Donovan Omalo and his offense marching down the field now.
This Panther defense is going to have to find a way to stop Omalo from using his legs.
Omalo will give it to Caden Henderson now. After a gain of 2, it'll make it 2nd down and 8, and there's another Panther player on the turf.
You know, Carson, we've seen this before. Last drive, the Conway offense was moving pretty well, but we came away with a stop. So really just hoping for the same thing here on this one.
Yeah, definitely a lucky break for the Panthers with backing up 20 yards in penalty markers.
The Panthers still shaking up. Seems to be a cramp. That's Maddox Smith. As you can tell, they were just trying to rub it out, as we hope to see him return to this game shortly.
That'll be Hunter Corbishley and Aiden Harris walking off the field now. Nice to see them walking on their own.
After the official timeout, it's 2nd down, 8. Panther 48-yard line.
2nd and 8 for Omalo and crew. He'll give it to Davidson. Davidson met at the line, and he'll drag the line with him. It'll be about 4 yards on the gain.
An impressive roll he took right there over the lineman. There's now 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this one, and the Wampus Cat offense is moving.
Omalo looking to pass. He's got his man in O'Neal. O'Neal making men miss. Finally wrestled down by Logan Eason.
And one thing that's great about a player like Logan Eason, you know, he was nowhere near his position to make that tackle, but he's got that quickness that you love to see in a linebacker spot.
Davidson, the ball carrier.
Davidson on the carry. It'll be about 4 yards on the gain.
And Logan Eason carried the defense last week, having 9 tackles.
O'Neal couldn't find his man. Finally did, and missed him just by an inch, intended for Zach Colbeth.
It's another 3rd down forced by the Panthers. They've had a couple here on this drive, but have not been able to stop the Wampus Cats. Is it looking to change that here?
Official timeout.
Omalo looking at 3rd and 6 now with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first. He'll look to use his legs, and he's tripped up. Won't quite get there, as it'll make it 4th and 6.
Down at the 23-yard line.
The Conway offense having none of coming off the field. It's going to be 4th short.
Panther fans getting loud here in Conway on the road. Omalo looking to pass. He'll find his man down the middle, and Chris O'Neal. Bit of a circus catch from Chris O'Neal, but he'll get it anyways and put 6 points on the board for the Wampus Cats.
Yes, he was wide open in the end zone. And a great strike delivered by Omalo. And surprisingly able to hang on to that one was O'Neal, as he bobbled it for about a good second.
The kick is up, and it is good for the Wampus Cats. With 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first quarter, Charlie Powell and his offense will come back onto the field and look to answer back.
And you see right there, the Panthers were able to force a few 3rd down opportunities and a 4th down. So great signs from the defense, just came up a little bit short there on 4th down. So they will be looking to answer back whenever they get the ball back on offense.
The first time we get to see them tonight receiving, Amar Kreiner and Hayes Cox, like we say every week, and we will continue to say, it's a dual threat back there for this receiving crew. And if you're the kicking team, it's not exactly, how can I say, you're not exactly excited to see Kreiner or Cox touching the ball.
Yes, as both of them are averaging 20 yards or over 20 yards per return, and Hayes even took one back 80 yards earlier in the season.
Kreiner got it around the 10. He goes straight up the middle. He's got one man to beat, and he's hawked down by a Wampus Cat. What a return from Kreiner.
And Kreiner wants to etch his name in that 80-yard list. What a return. As we were just talking about how talented both of them are, and Kreiner really showing it there, setting up the Panthers with outstanding field position here on offense.
He just hasn't got as many opportunities as the senior Hayes Cox, but when you give it to him, that's what he can do.
You know, right there. I mean, exciting, but not really surprising, as we knew he was going to take one up the field that quickly eventually.
Charlie staying cool in the pocket, intended for his receiver Hayes Cox, or excuse me, that'll be Dropkin.
On the coverage, Jacoby Wade.
And Charlie right there just trying to give his receiver a chance to make a play on the ball, floated it up. And I mean, that's just a great play call, as he really had a man, but unfortunately not able to come down with that one.
He's got a man in motion. Charlie pitches it out to Vest. Vest on the outside. And he's brought down by Ben Chandler.
Keegan Vest just not able to turn it upfield on that one, as we've got a minute 30 and ticking here in this first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Panthers.
After that first pass play, looked to show a bit of promise for Charlie Powell in the offense. Now after a loss of 1 on 2nd down, they'll look for 3rd and long. Powell dropping back. Looks to throw, and there's a flag on the play intended for Gavin Reardon. It looks like it's going to be pass interference on number 33, John Paul Saxton.
Man, shout out to John Paul Saxton on that one for giving the Panthers a free first down. As it's really hard to make a guy like Gavin Reardon trip up.
Didn't look as much of a trip as it was a tackle from Saxton. But nevertheless, it'll give the Panthers a first down, a much-needed one at that. The Panthers getting really lucky with the penalty markers tonight.
Yes, they are definitely helping them more than hurting them, as it'll be 1st and 10 from the 12.
Powell sending Reardon in motion. They'll give it to Vest. Vest up the middle. Stopped quickly once again. This Conway D-line has been impressive, to say the least, tonight.
That just gave Vest no room to run. Just swallowed him up in there. Now Charlie Powell in this offense will have to make something happen here on 2nd and 10.
Powell sending a man in motion. He'll look to pass. He's got his man in the flats, slipping up, but it'll be a gain of about 6 on the play. That'll be number 10, Masco Dropkin, excuse me.
On the tackle, Ben Chandler.
Excuse me, that'll be Maceo Dropkin.
Now the Panthers will have a 3rd and 6 after a play that looked like if it would have developed and Dropkin weren't to have slipped, he would have been able to make something more out of that one, as there's 24 seconds left in this one as whistles are blown.
A timeout for Coach Reed. Like you said, with 24 seconds left in this first quarter, it looks like the Panthers are going to try and get on the board before they switch sides.
You're choosing more than just exceptional care. You're choosing a healthcare provider deeply rooted in your community, where our doctors and staff are your neighbors and friends. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships.
And getting down here, we're in that field goal range. Not that we want a field goal, but if we were to get a field goal, I don't think anybody would be too terribly upset, as we know it would go through the uprights. That's Dean Heyer that we have kicking our field goals. He's only missed 1 all season long and has missed no point after attempts. 1 was from 40 plus and it got blocked.
And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, the only one he missed was a blocked field goal. Just very impressive from Dean Heyer. Here comes Charlie Powell on 3rd and 6 in the red zone. He'll look to pass. He has a man in the middle, but it's tipped up, intended for Maceo Dropkin. It'll be 4th and 6.
And another good pass from Powell that was just unfortunately dropped. As that had eyes for a touchdown, Dropkin possibly could have just been running before catching the ball, as Mr. Automatic Dean Heyer is back to kick.
Heyer has another blocked field goal. Each team fighting for every yard. Just unfortunate turn of events for the Panthers. Just wow, it's not what you need as a Panther fan.
Yes, that's definitely far from it. It's another one. I'm sure that wouldn't have gone in had it not been blocked. But the Panther defense not in too much trouble here, as the Conway offense doesn't necessarily have the best starting field position. It'll be on the 21.
If I'm Dean Heyer, I'm shooting 100%, but I've got 2 field goals blocked. That just puts a chip on my shoulder as Omalo will hand it to Davidson. Davidson on the reverse. Omalo is the lead blocker. That'll be Noah Martin on the tackle of Chris O'Neal.
There's a flag down on the field. That far back, it's usually a holding. As a Panther fan, that's what we hope to see here.
Definitely, that would just put salt in the wound of the Wampus Cats, as it does now. Just unfortunate on the calls tonight for the Conway fans. But it's pretty nice to see as a Panther fan, as Omalo will get pushed back. First and 20 now.
You got to think, with how well this Panther defense has been playing, maybe this is the only reason for Conway's bigger plays, as they've been able to move down the field twice and only able to put points up once.
Omalo looking to pass. He's got his man on the sideline. He'll hit Jackson Anderson for a gain of about 11.
And Anderson with a little bit of a comeback route. That will conclude the first quarter. And You know, this Wampus Cat team has some new personnel, which could be leading to their success. A coach with lots of success, won 3 straight state titles at Bryant, and what a career Buck James has Buck James has had.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Buck James still in 7-8 Arkansas football. Nice to see him here at Conway if you're a Wampus Cat fan. But he's had such a great career. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves on to college someday.
Yes, and he just eats, sleeps, and breathes success here at the high school level. But another guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes success is Coach Reed for the Panthers. Won a state championship at a lower level. That was as coach of El Dorado.
Like we say every week, Coach Reed is just an offensive guru. He does so well on that side of the ball.
You know, it seems like the past 2 years, at the beginning of the season, the Panthers and Panther fans don't really know what to expect, but Coach Reed always finds a way to find success on the offensive side of the football.
Omalo looking to pass. He's got his man in O'Neal. O'Neal wide open. He's got 2 men to beat. He won't beat the first. Ross Baxter will bring him down. And like you said, forcing the Wampus Cats to make big plays. They've delivered pretty well tonight.
Yes, and O'Neal just ran the route to find the hole in the zone and make the big play happen.
And on the hurry-up offense, it'll be a gain of about 5.
Tackled by Gage Stamper.
Gage Stamper was there on the stop.
Second down and 6.
Omalo looking at 2nd down and 6. He'll roll out. He's got a wide open man in O'Neal once again. Breaks away from the first man. The ball is out. However, it'll go out of bounds, and the Wampus Cats will be placed on the 12-yard line.
And that is the second time on the night that Noah Martin has been able to knock the ball loose. One was on an incomplete pass. And there was that one right there, unfortunately too close to the sideline as the ball rolled out.
Omalu lasering a pass to Davidson. Davidson just won't go down. Finally, a pride of Panthers brings him down around the 1.
Takes it down to the 1-yard line.
And a rare missed tackle by Logan Eason right there,
Tackle, John Williams.
as there appears to be a Panther down. That was John Connor on the tackle.
Looks like Caleb Rudolph is on the turf again. Not nice to see as a Panther fan. He's been so instrumental to this defense. Just been riddled with injuries. They tried to work him back into game pace last week just a little bit, getting around 10 plays in. But as he's getting more and more playing time, it seems like the injury bug keeps itching more and more for Caleb Rudolph.
You know, we only hope for the best. That dude has D1 SEC potential, as he's been just completely fantastic for the Panthers. As we pray he will stay healthy. And right here, the Panther defense is just going to have to tighten down like they always have here in the red zone. But with the Wampus Cats so close to the goal line, it's not going to be easy.
Definitely not. Already down a touchdown. You're backed up onto your 1. And Omalu has 4 downs to punch it in there. Not looking good for the Panther defense, but we've seen them in tough situations like this before, and we've seen them get out of tough situations like this before. With 11 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter, we'll see what Omalu and crew can do now.
And great to see Caleb Rudolph able to make his way off the sideline on his own, as he is slipping the helmet back on over there on the sideline.
Just looks like that knee is giving him problems still. Amalu on the quarterback keeper. He'll get in without a doubt. That'll make it 13-0 Wampus Cats.
And the Wampus Cats come out with a 2-score lead here early in this second quarter. The Panthers are going to have to find a way to turn it around if they want to make this one close.
Definitely. We were talking about Charlie Powell and his confidence levels coming into the game after a great game last week. He had a great drive put together last game. And as you can see him now on the sideline, it looks like all he can be doing is looking at this scoreboard. Down 13-0 with the kick. It'll make it 14-0 as it goes through the uprights just barely. But like I said, we were talking about Charlie Powell's confidence levels. We'll see how he's able to handle being down 2 drives early into this game.
You know, he's put together a great performance. Unfortunately, just a few dropped passes, and you know what I'm happy I've seen is Charlie hasn't allowed any sacks. And we know he's very quick on his feet, and he's been showing that all night. Able to get out of the pocket and get away from a few Wampus Cat defenders. As we know that defensive line is very skilled. The Panthers will be back to return now and only hoping for more of what they saw on their last return from Amari Kreiner.
Well, yeah, every passing attempt from Charlie Powell tonight has been nearly on the money. Had one incomplete pass that I would put on him, but other than that, just a lot of drops tonight for the Panthers. Kick is up, and there's a flag up as well.
As we see strength and conditioning coach, Coach Jay, pointing towards that Conway side as they'll be moving back a little bit to kick this ball away. That was offsides on the kicking team, moving them back 5 yards to give those Panther return men a little bit more room to run.
And that's all they need is Hayes Cox will get it now. Up the middle. Looks like he had a hole out left. Just barely tripped up is Hayes Cox.
Nonetheless, great starting field position. Up past the 30 now.
He was tackled by Jacoby Wade.
As that was Jacoby Wade on the stop, and Jacoby Wade was a standout performer in Conway's game last week in the win. But as he was able to come away with a pick 6.
Hopefully we won't be seeing much of that tonight as a Panther fan. But we haven't seen Charlie Powell throw any interceptable balls tonight other than the one that bounced off his receiver's hands. Going to put Kreiner in the backfield now.
Maybe that gives the Panthers a little bit more speed here on this side of the 50.
Give it to Kreiner. Kreiner wrestled down after a gain of 3.
And one thing I wanted to point out, man, these Cabot running backs really complement each other very well. We've got the speed back in Amari Kreiner, the bigger back in Keegan Vest, and kind of an in-between guy, the guy that they use in the red zone, that's Cooper Powell.
Kreiner trying to get to the outside. He won't be able to. It'll be Ben Chandler on another chase down block. He's been great. He stopped that Hayes Cox jet sweep earlier in the game. with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter. Charlie Powell looks at 3rd and 11. Powell looking to pass. He's got pressure. He'll get away from it. 2 more. Off of 1 foot, he'll throw. It's intercepted. Cox hit hard on the block. That'll be picked off by Jacoby Wade. We just mentioned his name before. Charlie Powell, he had pressure on him. 2 more guys in his face and had to throw it. Unfortunately, he had to throw it off of 1 foot, not getting it all the way there. And man, did you see that block that Hayes Cox took?
Just happy to see him able to make it off the field on his own after such a hard hit.
And then Conway just immediately attacking. They'll get a first down and stops around the 30. That would be Jonathan Smith on the reception.
And what a read that was by Jacoby Wade to make that pick.
Omalu giving us no time at all. It'll be another curl route to Jonathan Smith.
So it seems like we've seen that same pass play a few times here tonight, as it has never been stopped.
That is stopped there. It'll be a handoff to number 23, Kobe Irwin. There's a flag thrown late, however.
It's just around the tackle was when that was thrown, as it will be a flag on Conway. So they're backing up already.
That'll be a holding on number 66, James Neal Jr., the senior for Conway. It'll make it 2nd and 11.
And a common penalty that has been for Wampus, or for the Wampus Cats, excuse me.
Omalu looking to pass. He's got a man wrestled down by Gunnar Poe. And I don't know if you can see it, but on the sideline, we see Cale Turner warming up his arm. Might have something to tell on the next drive. Omalu hands it off. It'll be Kobe Irwin on the run. He'll get the first down, but not much after. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half.
Yes, and this Conway offense has looked unstoppable, as they have against every team they've played this season, and are now looking at a first down with good field position.
Omalu using his legs, and he's hit hard.
Malo on the quarterback keeper.
That'll be number 40, Gage Stamper, on the hit.
On the tackle, Gage Stamper.
And whoa, a dangerous fall. A lot of boos coming from the Wampus Cat side of the field, and not much sportsmanship from number 1, Chris O'Neal, as he's mocking the Panther.
As it seems like Coach Buck James is not happy with what we've seen tonight. There's been tons of Panthers going down. But whenever you think about it, it's not a time that you would expect somebody to fake an injury halfway through the second quarter.
Not exactly. And it looks like, I don't know if you could see it, but I sure did. Aiden Cook was already limping and trying to get off the field before he fell. And a delayed fall like that is never good.
So we just hope that he is okay. That's the second time he's gone down tonight. As now the Panthers will be looking for a stop here in the red zone.
And not a lot of class from Chris O'Neal on that one, but it'll be Wampus Cat ball still. And it'll be a Wampus Cat touchdown as number 22, Desmond Davidson just runs in untouched. This Cabot Panther defense had one lucky break on the first drive, but they've been breaking, to say the least, on the next 3.
As the Wampus Cats now have a 3-score lead on the Panthers here with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter. As this game is not looking too good for the Panthers early on, but we've seen comebacks in sports history, and I would not be surprised if this Panther team sparks something. As we know, sparks can start forest fires, and I think one big play for the Panthers can lead to a lot of success on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, if you're Coach Reed and the offense, you've got plenty of time until the half. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter here. We saw Cale Turner warming up on the sideline earlier. Don't know what we can expect with that, as Charlie Powell hasn't been playing bad at all, especially this last game. Just a couple of unlucky breaks tonight on his offense.
Yeah, unfortunately on that last drive, he just made a bad read. You know, he could have tucked it and ran a few yards. But to speak of this Cabot offense, man, they've been moving the ball better these past 2 games, even in this one, than they had in all of their first games throughout the season. It's great to see a little bit more excitement out of them.
Exactly. Hayes Cox on the reception now. He's got one man to beat. He won't get past him. Tripped up and down at the 21-yard line.
And Hayes, unfortunately, he had a pretty good amount of room to run right there, but just stumbled when trying to get past the defender. So now the Panther offense will be taking the field, and I feel like they're just being preached to keep their heads up, you know? Not let this early deficit, you know, drag them down. We can only hope for the best, as that will be Cale Turner leading the offense out there.
And both these quarterbacks have been looking good, but just don't understand taking Charlie Powell out here. He's looked nice. It's been his receivers that haven't been able to hold on to the ball as much tonight as they have before, as Cale Turner just not a lot of protection there on that play, and he is wrestled down in the backfield.
And that's one huge difference between both quarterbacks. Cooper Powell very light on his feet. There's 7 minutes and 20 seconds and ticking now for this Panther offense here in this first half.
2nd and 18 for Cale Turner. Send Cox in motion. He's looking to pass. He's got a man down the middle, and Gavin Reardon. And take the whole Conway defense with you, Gavin, as he'll gain about 6 after contact.
And those defenders bouncing off of him like bowling pins. Man, Gavin Vest, a huge athlete. And man, whenever you see him in the halls, you can't miss him. He stands out like a sore thumb. Man, just towering over everybody with those broad shoulders, and you know that translates to whenever he has the ball in his hands.
Be Vest now on the carry. Stopped quickly has been the story tonight for Keegan Vest. Averaging about 2 yards on each running play.
In on the tackle, Austin Watkins, Ben Chandler.
2nd and 8 now for Cale Turner. Turner will give it to Vest. Vest this time will break away. And wow, as soon as I say something about the running game just not being very productive tonight, he breaks away with one like that, and it'll be Cabot Panther first down.
And man, what a fake right there, as I think Cale Turner faked all of us out. Didn't really know he handed off the ball. What as he was able to sell that very well. And other than that sack, man, he's been playing great so far on this drive. As hopefully he can keep the production up.
Hunter will fake the handoff to Cox and give it to Vest. It'll be a gain of 0 on the play. In fact, a loss of 1. It'll make it second down and 11 to go, excuse me.
As we can just hope, if they put the ball in Cale Turner's hands, we can just hope that he makes a good read and makes a good pass like he did on the play earlier in this drive, right before that Keegan Vest breakaway run.
He'll fake the handoff to Vest. He's got pressure. He'll stand strong. He'll throw it for Gabe Lynch. And pass interference, a quite very obvious pass interference by Jacoby Wade of the Wampus Cat defense.
And man, what a tackle that was right there by Jacoby Wade, who has an interception already in this game. Unfortunately, you can't tackle the receiver before he gets to the ball.
Yeah, just a bit poorly timed from Jacoby Wade, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers now.
And the Panthers will take that. They'll be moving way upfield. And really, I think he was just trying to keep Gabe Lynch from making another play like he did earlier in the ball game.
Burden in motion. Cale will fake the pitch. Staying strong, hit once again. He'll loft one up for Hayes Cox. Looks like a little bit of contact from number 7, Trez Hammond. No call. It'll be 2nd and 10.
So not the best ball delivered by Cale, but you can't expect perfection, especially not out of a junior who is fighting for minutes, fighting for playing time, and especially not whenever he's getting drilled while he's throwing the football.
Yeah, that definitely has something to do with it, as he was hit hard on that last play. This time he'll give it to Vest. And Vest just leaping forward for an extra couple of yards. It'll be a gain of 4 on the play. And flag now.
As there seemed to be a bit of bickering after the play. Hopefully this flag will be benefiting the Panthers, as it's been fairly chippy all night long, as this is a bit of a rivalry matchup.
Yes, it definitely is. Quite a bit of animosity between the two groups. And it'll be unsportsmanlike conduct on number 98 of the Wampus Cats. You just can't do that. And after that first, well, it was quite nice acting from Chris O'Neill earlier, but after that first act, the referees will have none of it tonight.
And the Wampus Cats just giving the Panthers everything they've gotten so far, except for a big pass play and a big run play. And maybe Cale and this offense are getting into that Wampus Cat head.
Exactly. Both quarterbacks looking nice tonight. It was not the story last week, as Charlie Powell looked to be the clear favorite and hit hard once again. Cale Turner on the pass. That one will be far out of the reach of Hayes Cox. Looked like a little bit of a late shove from Trez Hammond on Hayes Cox.
But the 2nd and 10 here, close to the goal line with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left. The Panthers will be looking to score 6 here.
Turner looking to pass now. He's got pressure. He'll stand strong, and he's hit in the arm as it'll be intercepted. It'll be number 29, Noah Files, the junior from the Wampus Cats.
And, you know, if not intercepted right there, Mike could have got called for intentional grounding, as there was no receiver anywhere near that ball. That's just a poor read and a costly turnover here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half against the Wampus Cats.
It looked like he was trying to get to the back of the end zone for his receiver. Unfortunately, he's hit in the arm, which had been the story on 3 plays before as he hit as he's throwing. Just unfortunate for Cale Turner, as they could have been good balls, but I guess we'll never know. As Omalu looking to pass, he's got a man in the flats and hit like a freight train is Chris O'Neal from Ross Baxter. Ross might be harboring a little bit of hate from the last drive for Chris O'Neal.
And man, Ross Baxter has been all over this game and continuing to make an impact.
Omalu on the draw. He'll get just past the first down marker and slide. And I don't blame him. After that last hit, I would be sliding too.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to take a hit from anybody on this Panther defense, especially not the safety coming in, Ross Baxter.
Omalu with his hurry-up offense. He'll give it to his running back, number 2, Caden Henderson. The Wampus Cats wanting a face mask call. They won't get it. As I believe the Panthers may have just got away with one there, as I could see it here from the press box.
And we will take what we can get.
Omalu looking to pass. He'll use his legs after his first read wasn't there. He'll slide once again after the first down.
And we have seen some very veteran moves from Wampus quarterback Omalu.
Well, definitely the last thing you want to do as Donovan Omalu is end your career here, as he's looked phenomenal all night, the senior from Conway. That handoff to Davidson will be stopped quickly.
There were a few Panthers down there, but a Panther that's made it back into the game is Caleb Rudolph, as we can hope that he can stay in and continue to make strong plays on the defensive side of the football.
Omalu rolling out, throwing deep, and deflected by John Connor. What a defensive play to get shallow and hit that ball away.
And John Connor, Mr. Do-It-All, converted wide receiver, showing off skill on both sides of the football all season long.
2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in this half. Omalu looking at 3rd and 11. Hear those cowbells ring, even down 21-0. Wampus Cats looking for an encroachment call on Logan Easton. They won't get it. Omalu dropping back to pass. Has all the time in the world, and he'll deliver a strike that's intercepted by Ross Baxter. Baxter's got room to run. He'll get behind his big man to Caleb Rudolph and get all the way down to the 11-yard line. Wow.
And what a play by Ross Baxter. Has been making great tackles. To Caleb Rudolph, after falling down on that play, needed a breather. Ran about 40 yards blocking for Ross. And what a change of pace on one play for the Panthers, as there is 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in this first half. The Panthers will be looking to put 6 up on the board for the first time tonight.
Cale Turner and the offense will look at 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Can't ask for much better now.
Definitely not great field position for this Panther offense, manned by Cale Turner.
Turner will deliver a strike to Gabe Lynch. Hit a little bit early, but there will be no call on the play.
And bang, bang, Jacoby Wade able to rock Gabe Lynch. He's been a favorite target at the wide receiver spot tonight. Unfortunately, just cremated from behind by Jacoby Wade.
Cale Turner's got a man in motion now. He'll roll out. He's got pressure. He'll take it himself. And trying to get into the end zone, he won't be able to. He's stopped around the 4-yard line. Excuse me, the 3.
And I couldn't tell you why, But a guy that is physical and can move like Cale Turner seems more like a shortstop, but believe it or not, he's committed to OSU as a pitcher. And
a very good pitcher at that, throwing 93 off the mound in his junior year. But talking about physicality, you've got Cooper Powell and Keegan Vest in the game at Wildcat formation.
And we have seen this time and time again.
And we've seen that time and time again as Cooper Powell will get into the end zone and put 6 up on the board for the Panthers.
And there he is, Cooper Powell, with his 7th touchdown on the season. Man, so much success that the Panthers have found in that Wildcat formation as they put up 6 here late in the first half.
Dean Heyer, Mr. Perfect himself, looking for the point after. And through the uprights is Dean Heyer.
And let's make that 17 for 17 now on the season on PATs, as he has been unbelievable. Now the Panthers still trail by 14. And you know, the most ideal situation here is the Panthers able to force another turnover and put points up again here in this first half, as Ross Baxter making one play would not surprise me if he made another one before this first half is over, as he has been just fantastic for the Panthers all season and especially tonight here against the Wampus Cats.
And that one was definitely needed, down by 3 drives. It'll make it 21-7 now, put the game a little bit more in reach, but there's a lot of ball game left to play, especially when the Panthers defense is playing like that.
It's just amazing what we saw, and just great hands from Ross Baxter. Usually they say they play defense because they can't catch. Ross Baxter showing off some wide receiver skill on that last drive.
Lucas Blaylock with a kick. Stopped by the first man. That'll be number 7, Trez Hammond. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left till the end of the half. Donovan Omalu and the Wampus Cat offense will take the field once again on first and 10 on the 23-yard line. 28-yard line, excuse me.
You know, there's nothing as bad as getting the yardage incorrect, as we've had that happen a few times here on this season.
Donovan Omalu will get it to his favorite target, Chris O'Neal.
And able to stop him before the first down marker is Noah Martin.
Omalu to Davidson. Davidson looks like he's found a hole. Not a big one, but enough to get the first down. He'll be spotted on the 40-yard line.
And this fast-paced offense that the Conway Wampus Cats run is in full swing.
Omalu looking past. He's got his man and dropped by number 14, Moose Grimes. Talking about getting the yardage wrong. It looked like he dropped it around the 51-yard line, as some might call it, as Omalu is looking at 2nd and 10 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the half.
So here we go again, making fun of the color commentator. Not appreciated.
Omalu got a man in the flats of Chris O'Neal. Slipped up and still tackled. That'll be number 13, David Liddell.
And this has been an Omalu and O'Neal show tonight, as the two have combined for most of the Wampus Cats yards.
Omalu will give it to Davidson. Davidson straight up the middle.
And another tackle from the guy who's back in the game. That's Hunter Corbishley, as there's 1 minute and 10 and ticking here for the Wampus Cat offense.
Omalu give it to Davidson once again. This time not so lucky, as they'll gain 2 on the play. Omalu's been running this hurry-up offense all night. Looks like they're going to need it here with 50 seconds left and ticking. He'll throw. He's got a man on the outside, and he'll get out of bounds after the first down. That'll be number 19, Zach Colbeth.
And a great find from Omalu on the outside, able to get out of bounds and stop that clock at 46 seconds.
And not only the find, but the awareness from Colbeth to get out of bounds there and stop the clock at 46 seconds. It'll be a timeout for Coach Reed and the Panthers as it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 32 for Omalu and the Wampus Cat offense.
And you know, now would be a great time for another change of possession, another interception maybe from Ross Baxter like he had earlier in the game. And Carson, what do you think Coach Reed is discussing with his guys here late in this first half? Kind of getting pushed back towards their own end zone.
Well, he's definitely telling this defense to tighten down as they have so many times backed up into their own side of the field. But Omalu in this offense looking like one of the better offensive forces in 7A Central, if not the best, as I don't know if the Panthers has seen an offense this well-rounded yet this season.
That's very true.
Omalu rolling out to the left. He's got room. He'll get out of bounds. But there's a flag on the play. Looks like a holding call on Conway.
That's what we can hope for. As that's, like you said, looking to be a holding. And in fact, it is.
Well, this Panther defense, the scoreboard might not show it, but they've been getting pretty lucky tonight with these flags against Omalu and the offensive line. It seems every time Donovan Omalu breaks away, there was a holding call backing them up. It'll be 1st and 20 now. He's got his man in Chris O'Neal on the screen pass. He won't get away from just everybody, though, as Logan Eason will take him down short of the first down marker.
And Logan Eason throwing O'Neal around like a sock monkey out there.
Education is all about vision.
29 seconds left in the half. A nice gain for the Wampus Cats as they'll take a timeout to stop the clock.
A brighter future? Now that's powerful. Conway Corp. Always on.
And Buck James has brought that hurry-up offense here to the Conway program and has really turned it around. The game last year looked a lot different as the Panthers were able to come out on top.
29-yard line.
And that might say something to the Bryant success they've had over the years. As Omalu alone in the backfield, he'll look to throw. He's got a man down the middle. And Ross Baxter delivering a huge hit about a second too early.
Yeah, that's going to be a costly one for the Panthers right there. As you love confidence from these guys, but a little overconfident delivering the hit way too soon.
With 24 seconds left in the half, there'll be a pass interference call on the Panthers.
And, you know, we can only hope for nothing more than that. as that may be what the officials are discussing right now. As that was a huge hit he delivered.
Looks like Ross Baxter thought the ball had got there and just his eyes got wide with the receiver coming across the middle. A little bit of a message being sent from this Cabot Panther defense and Ross Baxter. They're not going to be flexible here in the red zone with 24 seconds. Omalu is looking at 1st and 10, placed on the 15-yard line.
This Panther defense is going to have to lock it in, and they cannot afford any more penalties like that last one.
Omalu, what a strike to Chris O'Neal. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did. Wow, what a pass from Donovan Omalu.
And that's not something you see out of high schoolers, no matter their classification, every day. Man, across his body on the run, Omalu delivers a strike to his favorite target, O'Neal.
That'll make it 27-7 Panthers. Or excuse me, Wampus Cats, as the PAT will go through, making it 28-7. Your Panthers trailing with 17 seconds left in the half.
17 seconds, not much time, but as we know, these return men for the Panthers have the ability to put points on the board with mere seconds coming off the clock. And with as quick as they can be, we're just hoping that they can put some points on the board to answer back quickly and maybe have some momentum going into halftime.
Well, we got two at least 80-yard runs from our two returners so far. Why not add a touchdown to one of them? As 17 seconds nearing the end of the half, it looks like they'll need something, almost nothing short of it, to get some points off, or excuse me, to get some points on the board before the half comes to a close.
And it's definitely going to take some quick firepower from this offense. But there's nothing you can put past these guys.
Bit of a squib kick to the right side of the field. They don't want Hayes Cox to have it. He'll pick it up around the 21-yard line.
And that was some video game placement right there from Desmond Davidson. And how that ball stayed in bounds, I could not tell you. Just the most fortunate bounce for the Wampus Cats.
"17 seconds left in the half." It'll be Cale Turner. He'll take a knee. Looking to close out this half is the Panthers.
And maybe instead of risking turnovers, they're just looking to go into half smooth sailing, as we are hoping to see a much different second half of Cabot High School football.
Definitely needs something in that locker room speech from Coach Reed, as it'll be 28-7. Your Panthers trailing going into the second half. Join us as we come back for more Cabot Panther football.
Wampus Cats, please direct your attention to midfield. Our like to welcome the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Education, Mr. Jacob Oliva. We thank you for your transformative leadership in the great state of Arkansas. Please help me give a Wampus Cat welcome and applause to Mr. Oliva. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 2023 Mini Wampus Cat Cheerleaders, accompanied by the Varsity Cheer Squad. Mini Cheer Squad consists of kindergarten through fourth graders. They're here to put on a show for you tonight. Well, nice round of applause. Mini Wampus Cat Cheerleaders.
Good evening, and welcome to the field the Conway High School Marching Band. The band is under the field command of drum majors Kerry Brewington and Garrett Butler. Soloists for this evening's performance are Adele Moyega, Claire Sledge, Ian Mendez Sosa, and Ava Jane Murphy. Featuring the music of Gene Wilder, Dmitri Shostakovich, and Vienna Tang. The band presents a portion of their 2023 show, Beyond Imagination. and gentlemen, the Conway High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Nathan Cunningham, Todd Johnson, Nikki Cook, Kerry Blakemore, Matthew Hine, Taylor Johns, Mary Poppelrider, and Scott Strickland. The color guard is taught by Tristan Nash. We want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, First Security Bank for sponsoring a redesign of the band's equipment truck, Ace Hardware for providing rehearsal equipment to the band, and Conway Corporation for sponsoring band night at our last home game. We'd like to invite you to visit the concession stands this evening in support of the Conway Band program. We now take credit cards and Venmo. Thank you, and go Wampus Cats!
I'd like to thank the following vendors for donation of food for tonight's press box workers and officials. Julie Sweet Shop, TGI Friday, Quizno, Dane, Dukes, and Larry's Pizza. I'd like to thank our school board sponsors for their support of Conway Athletics. Our sponsors are Centennial Bank, Conway Corporation, Conway Regional, Pediatrics Plus, Conway Wealth Management, Central Arkansas Pest Services, Crane Hyundai, Bannister League Law, C2 Power Sports, the Board Electronics, and Hartford. Thank you to our 2023 football season sponsor, Ott Insurance. We appreciate their support of Wampus Cat Athletics. Wampus Cat app. Keep up with all things Wampus Cat at ConwayWampusCats.com. Download our official Wampus Cat Sports Network app to find out all our sports, schedules, scores, rosters, players, photos, and news. Go Wampus Cats. I'd like to thank our Conway Fire Department for their supervision and care during the football season. We appreciate their time and dedication to Conway Athletics. Conway Foundation. Buy a brick, build a foundation. Conway Public Schools Foundation is encouraging you to keep the Wampus Cat spirit alive, to be a part of the newest tradition, the Wampus Cat Courtyard. The purchase of a brick to be placed in the courtyard gives a lasting legacy, and it also benefits Conway Public Schools Foundation and its grant program for teachers. Your donation is tax deductible. Learn more at Conway Public Schools Foundation website, cpsfoundation.com. Wampus Cat fans, please plan to join us 2 weeks from tonight, October 20th, for 2023 homecoming celebration as we take on the Little Rock Central Tigers. Also, save the date for November 3rd. Our Wampus Cats take on Bryant for the regular season finale. Wampus Cat Nation, get ready for the Blue Storm here in Conway. It's a night to celebrate our seniors from the band, cheer, dance, and football teams. Also, November 3rd, VIP tents will be available. Reach out to Eric King for more information. "7A scores around the league tonight. At halftime, Bryant 38, Little Rock Central 0. Second quarter, North Little Rock 14, Little Rock Southwest 7. Second quarter, Bentonville 28, Rogers Heritage 0. At halftime, Fayetteville 28, Fort Smith Southside 17. At halftime, Bentonville West, Rogers 7, Bentonville West 6. And at halftime, Springdale Harbor 21, Springdale 3.
And welcome back to the second half of high school football. It's your Cabot Panthers versus the Conway Wampus Cats. Currently down 28-7 in this ball game, but looking to turn the scoreboard around. I'm your color commentator, Colton Hennessy. Alongside me, your play-by-play commentator,
Carson Cook.
Set kickoff the second half.
Down 28-7. The Panthers are looking for a bit of a bounce back half here. I wouldn't be surprised if Conway doesn't even kick it Kreiner and Cox's direction.
yeah, that's the last people you want to see with the football in their hands on the opposing side. But this won't be away to Cox.
Cox tripping up around the 15. He's down around the 17. Looks like he had a bit of room to run there, cutting up the inside. Unfortunately, the turf monster will get him once again.
An obvious frustration from Cox.
First and 10 Panthers.
But the Panthers will get the ball here on their 17 with 11 minutes and 55 seconds left.
Looks like Cale Turner will be coming back for this offense. To kick off the second half, Cale Turner and Keegan Vest stand strong in that Cabot Panther backfield. He'll give it to Vest, who is blown up immediately. That'll be a loss of 1 on the play. Earlier, we could see what Keegan Vest can do when he has a bit of blocking. He gained about 12 yards on that carry, but apart from that, there hasn't been much holes opening up for Vest.
Yes, it's been a very tough night for him with only one good play, like you said. But Cale Turner has done some damage to this Conway defense with his arm.
Unfortunately, his arm will get him 0 yards there, as it'll be 3 and 11 for Cale Turner and crew, down 28-7.
And yes, this is a tough start to the Panthers' second half, as it is definitely a passing down, but who knows, with such a threat in Keegan Vest, they might just hand it off here.
I'll drop back to pass. They'll get it to Vest anyways. Vest looking to make something happen. And a face mask, a blatantly obvious one at that. He'll be brought down around the 18-yard line.
And just when we thought hope was lost, hope is found. Keegan Vest will be gifted a first down for the Panthers.
15 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
That'll be a Cabot Panther first down. And you know what to say, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. With a little bit of help from a penalty marker, it'll be a first down for Cale Turner.
Yes, and most of the yards that this Panther team has accumulated throughout the night have came off penalty flags.
Hit hard once again as he's thrown. Cale Turner's pass is incomplete.
For Hayes Cox, falls incomplete.
He appeared to be shaken up right there, and Cooper Powell was ready to jump all over the opportunity, but Cale looks to the sideline and signals that he is okay and ready for this second down.
Nice to see him okay, as it'll be second down and 10 with much of a ball game left to play with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. Turner will hand it off to Vest. Vest on the counter He's got some room, and a Wampus Cat diving at his ankles. He'll fly about 2 more yards with a gain of about 5.
And like you said, look at what Keegan Best can do when he gets a blocker. Maybe a little bit of misdirection just to throw off that Wampus Cat defense a little bit, as the Panthers now have 3rd down and 4, which is very manageable for them.
Turner hit again as he throws. This time it'll be complete to number 14, Aiden Tatum.
And a tough catch from Aiden Tatum. You know, it's being held that whole entire play. No flag, but a great way to hold on to that football. Aiden Tatum is listed as 6'1", 178, and he is only a sophomore. Another one of those strong young players on this Panther squad.
Kel Turner sending Reardon in motion. Turner, not as much pressure now. He'll get it quickly out to Reardon. Reardon hit before he can make a move. He's stopped at the 49-yard line.
And Jacoby Wade leaving his mark all over this game. Had an interception early on. As a 3-yard pickup through the air will lead to a 2nd and 7 for the Panthers.
Kel Turner. Take the hands off the vest. A lot of time now. Be thrown to Gabe Lynch. Panther fans begging for a flag on that one as Gabe Lynch turned into a defensive back there.
Gabe Lynch trying to go after the ball, but just couldn't as he was being held down. But apparently the refs did not see what Panther fans saw, as it will just be an incomplete pass, 3rd and 7 facing Cale Turner's offense.
That'll stop the clock, though, at 9 minutes and 39 seconds left. 3rd down and 7 for Cale Turner alone in the backfield, and a blitz. Just absolutely drilling Cale Turner as he looks a bit shaken up. That'll be number 6, Ben Chandler, standing over the quarterback.
And what a hit he delivered, as he is clearly feeling that towards his midsection around the rib area. But Dubwig will now be back to punt. And it seems like the Wampus Cat return man knows what to expect, playing almost by his goal line.
He'll leave the ball alone. This time Gunnar Poe on the protection. And the ball is down around the 6-yard line. What a punt from Sam Dubwick. But back to that last play. Cale Turner looked like he had a man in Hayes Cox who had a step on his defensive back. The blitz not picked up by that offensive line, and just absolutely riddled was Cale Turner on the incomplete pass.
Yes, as the linebacker went through untouched, Ben Chandler delivered the humongous hit. But what a punt there from Sam Dubwig, a bright spot on this Panther team.
Speaking of bright spots, Omalu will hand the ball off to Davidson. It'll be a gain of about 5 on the play.
And on the tackle, David Liddell.
David Liddell on the tackle, another young player. It appears he is shaken up after making the play.
Rough to see so much injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Already down 28-7 and just getting absolutely pummeled by the injury bug. It's not a nice sight to see as a Panther fan. David Liddell on the turf.
So he's making his way off the field, appears to be upper body, just hope for the best. And the Panthers coming into this game on the season have had an average of 24.8 points a game. And that's the offensive production that it's going to take to get back into this one, plus some.
That's right. With 9 minutes left Omalu has the ball. He'll give it to Davidson once again. Tackled this time by DeCaleb Rudolph, but not after the first down.
21-yard line. He was tackled. Caleb Rudolph. First and 10, Wampus Cats.
A nice pass from Omalu.
Pass complete.
Completed to Jackson Anderson. It'll be about an 8-yard gain.
29-yard line.
As Corvus Lee comes into the game to replace Jaden Boyster.
It'll be a first down, Wampus Cats. Whistles were blown.
Makes it out to the 30.
And that was because Jaden Boyster could not make it off the field in time.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
And unfortunately, that will wind up harming the Panthers.
And the Conway student section real excited about what they see now. Omalu driving down the field. They've got 3 first downs in a row and 28 points on the board. 21 over the Panthers.
And this Panther team really just doing anything to get a stop, but just can't make it happen on the defensive side of the football.
Omalu's got pressure from Corvishley. He'll deliver a strike down the middle of the field. That'll be number 11, Jackson Anderson, once again. And Anderson and O'Neal have been huge targets here for Conway tonight, both looking very impressive in their own aspects.
Here comes that hurry-up offense.
Omalu will give it to Davidson. And that play started before the chainmen could even get to their right spots, as they'll get a gain of about 2.
It's just crazy tempo from the Wampus Cat offense. And the Panthers just can't seem to find a way to get a stop.
Davidson, after a nice run, he'll gain about 4 on that one.
So there's 7 minutes and 50 seconds and ticking. Will be 3rd and 4. A rare third down facing the Wampus Cats. The Panther fans getting very loud here on the visitor side of the Wampus Cat Stadium.
Omalu looking to throw. It looks like he's only got 1 target here. It'll be Anderson, and Anderson is hit hard by the one and only Gunnar Poe. We haven't got to say his name much tonight, but when we do, know it's going to be a big play.
And smart of Omalu not to target the receiver that is going up against Gunnar Poe, as he has been outstanding all season long. And the Wampus Cat offense will be lining up for a 4th down conversion.
4th and 4, Omalu will keep it himself, and he'll get it and much more, as he doesn't look like he's going to be caught. That'll be Omalu with another 6 points for the Wampus Cats.
And just whenever you think you've stopped this Conway offense, there's Omalu making a play with his legs, detrimental to Panther momentum.
Just when the Panthers defense had us on the edge of our seats, Omalu does what he does and puts salt in the wound of the Panthers. It'll be 35-7 now. The Wampus Cats leading.
And the Wampus Cats started off strong and have not looked back. Scored 5 touchdowns tonight. And it's looking pretty rough out there for the Panthers. But man, Carson, what does it take, not necessarily just from the Panthers, but for any team, to stop a quarterback like Omalu, able to deliver balls on the run, under pressure, and able to make plays with his legs, really a stud quarterback. What does it take to stop a guy like him?
There's not much you can do. A lot of QB spy and contain But then that takes away from the guys guarding the receivers who have been detrimental to the Panther defense tonight as well. It's just the way this game is evolving. The defensive half of the ball has to evolve to these fast, athletic quarterbacks coming into the game, like Omalu himself, need to be stopped, as Hayes Cox will have a nice return around the 31-yard line.
And there's another good return with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this third quarter. The Panthers will get another chance here on offense, looking to make more out of it than they did on the last play, or on the last drive. And for the Wampus Cats, that was a 94-yard drive. After such a great punt from Dubwig, the Wampus Cats shrugged it off like it was nothing.
Charlie Powell back on the field now. He'll get it to his man, Gavin Reardon. And Reardon, every time he gets the ball, he just doesn't seem to want to go down. We got a host of Wampus Cats that will finally get him down. It'll make it 2nd down and 2 to go with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
And plays like that are what the Panthers need to move the football downfield, as we do have Charlie Powell back in the game. So we can only hope that Cale Turner's okay, but Charlie Powell has had a better game overall than Cale has.
And other than that Wildcat formation, this is the first time we've seen Charlie's brother Cooper Powell in the backfield with him, as he'll gain about 2 on that play. They'll call it a first down.
And like I said, Cooper Powell, kind of the middleman between the three backs, as we've got the big man, Keegan Vest, who, don't get me wrong, he's a very quick back, even at his humongous size, but definitely not as quick as Amari Kreiner, and right there in the middle is Cooper Powell.
Definitely 3 guys that you want to have on your team, as they'll give it to Powell once again. This time he'll be stopped. Not much more luck than Keegan Vest had earlier in the game.
So that was just a hole that closed up very quickly, as Cooper just had nowhere to go.
And it seems as if this Panther offense, has only had success throwing the ball, and Charlie has been exceptional at that tonight.
Because unfortunately there has been a pick from each quarterback that has been on the field tonight.
This time he'll use his legs. He's got room to run. He'll be pushed out of bounds around the 48-yard line.
And there's the quickness of Charlie Powell that plays such a huge factor in his game. And now Keegan Vest will be coming out on the field, replacing Cooper Powell, as it will be 3rd and short. Maybe we're looking at an inside handoff here.
They'll give it to Keegan now. Keegan will be hit in the backfield and get a first down off of that play. What a run.
And man, like a boulder going through brush right there, just knocking everything around him down. He didn't care if it was his own teammates or the other team. He was going to get that first down.
I can attest to that. When we were younger, he used to run me over, and I was on his team. Vest has the ball now once again. Stopped around the 45-yard line. That's where they will spot him.
And you know, Keegan, I think this far into the season, the Wampus Cats have kind of figured out what it takes to bring Keegan Vest down, as they've done fairly well, better than most teams throughout the season, as it takes well more than one guy, not just 2, and maybe not even 3 can get Keegan Vest down.
We've got a couple guys like that in Keegan Vest, Cooper Powell, and Gavin Reardon, as they'll fake the handoff to Keegan now. Charlie with pressure, he'll get away, and he'll throw that ball into no man's land. There won't be a flag on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers.
I'm sure the call was he was out of the pocket.
Incomplete. The 42-yard line.
But there seems to be a little bit of discussing.
A little bit of discussing and a lot of boos from the Wampus Cat side of the stadium. With 4 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter, Charlie Powell looks at a 3rd and 7 opportunity here. And a lot of pressure. He'll try and use his legs. He'll be wrapped up around the line of scrimmage.
And really just nowhere to go for Charlie Powell.
On the tackle.
Man, it's just been a tough night for this Panther offense, and especially this Panther offensive line. They've been no match for the much bigger defensive line of the Wampus Cats.
And the Wampus Cats have been performing quite well tonight. And I would argue even better than Ruston, who had 3 SEC players on their defense, and not only their defense, but their D-line. Cooper Powell will get the ball out and try and get to Keegan Vest, but he's hit hard by number 6, Ben Chandler. And wow, Chandler has been a heavy hitting linebacker for the Wampus Cats tonight.
And what seemed like the last sliver of hope is sucked away from the Panthers, as that 4th down conversion did not succeed. And down 35-7 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. It's looking very tough for the Panthers.
Definitely need a change of pace if you're a Panther. On the screen pass, Omalu's got his man tackled by Ross Baxter. And Ross Baxter has definitely left his mark on the game tonight, having an interception earlier. I wouldn't mind having one now, being down 35-7 so late in the 3rd.
It's just an outstanding game from Ross Baxter.
The Wampus Cat running game will continue to ground and pound through this Panther defense, as they'll gain about 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. Another run and another 1st down. That'll be Caden Henderson, a guy we haven't seen too much tonight.
As it appears he is having just as much success as Davidson, as he picks up the 1st down. Man, just a tough night here in Conway.
Omalu finds his man. There's a flag on the play, however. That'll be complete to Jackson Anderson.
Man, almost a full personnel change for the Panthers.
That'd be a legal formation call on the Wampus Cats. The scoreboard might not show it, but the Wampus Cats have been riddled with penalty flags tonight, giving the defense of your Cabot Panthers many breaks. It'll be 1st and 15 now.
After the penalty, it's 5-yard mark off. 1st and 15, 48-yard line.
The Panthers will now have a little bit of an easier chance to get a stop here late in this game.
Omalu on 1st and 15. He'll use his legs and tripped up by himself. He saw the prospect of 82 Jaden Boyster on the way.
And a rare mistake from Omalu, as he's had just a fantastic game.
Omalu moving around in the pocket, and he'll use his legs. He'll slide, and he's hit late by Logan Eason. And it's just raining flags, as every referee wanted a piece of that one.
And you just can't do that. You can't hit a defensive player, especially not the quarterback. The penalty flags will definitely fly. And this game has always been a rivalry matchup. It's called the Centennial Classic. And the winner of the game takes possession of the Centennial Classic Trophy, one that we've seen in our field house for quite some time, since last season's game, which happened to be quite a fun one. It was a close one all game.
Definitely, it stayed there so long. I think it might be collecting a little bit of dust, but we might have to dust it off tonight if we don't get something going for this Panther team, as that'll back up the defense just a bit farther, as the Wampus Cats lead 35-7 with 1 minute and 46 seconds left in the third quarter.
And just gifted them a first down right there. Now it's going to be even more difficult for the Panthers to get a stop.
The running game continuing to chip away at this defense. That'll be Trey Harris, the sophomore from Conway.
And the first time we've got to call his name all night. Great to see sophomores getting minutes and getting playing time for both teams. And usually with teams like the Wampus Cats, who are competing most definitely for a state title, you don't really see very many young players. But tonight, they have shown quite a few.
Omalu with almost a amazing pass on the bootleg. Just a bit over the head of number 8, Jaden Gaines, the junior from Conway.
Now Malo able to get out of the pocket all night long and deliver balls on the run. Unfortunately, that's just a NFL level pass, and clearly he was not ready to make that one.
A minute and 6 seconds left in the third quarter. Omalu looking at 3rd and 7 now. Omalu looking to pass. He'll find a man over the middle, and a pass interference call.
Malo's pass intended for Jackson Anderson.
And now the penalty is being reversed, as they had been against Conway all game. But that seems to be the case no longer.
And, you know, you said it earlier, Colton. You just can't do that. Giving the Wampus Cats free first downs is not how you get back into this game. And now Omalu is at the 15. The Panthers are on their heels, down 28 late in the third quarter.
As there's a minute and 1 second left here.
And a rare running game stop. That'll be a gain of about 1 for the Wampus Cats.
Yes, it's just been quite the tough night. But there may be a little bit of hope and a little bit of life from this Panther defense, even with such a lopsided scoreboard.
We've seen crazier things happen. Omalu. What a pass and catch connection from Donovan Omalu and Jonathan Smith.
Just a great pass, running out of the pocket. Shows that he seems like a better quarterback whenever he's using his legs than he is when he sits in the pocket. And that seems to be the style of football, or excuse me, what the style of football is evolving to these days. There's 27 seconds left. They're bringing out the chains here on a first down.
They'll call that just short 3rd and maybe half an inch.
And a little bit of life from DeCaleb Rudolph there, jumping over the chains. Great to see his legs being active even after coming off such a detrimental injury that has plagued his season so far, but it's great to see him back out there.
Omalu, like you said, he's been very, very athletic tonight. but when he sits in the pocket, it looks like he's almost itching to run. Even though he's delivered some incredible strikes tonight, as we just saw there. Amalu, this time he'll keep it.
As whistles will blow the play dead early.
It'll be a false start on Jackson Anderson of the Wampus Cat offense. Just back and forth with these penalties tonight.
As that has been one of the driving factors of this game. The penalty flags have been all over it.
Amalu to Davidson. Davidson hit deep into the backfield. He'll fall forward for a couple. And he'll be spotted around the 10-yard line. And 4th and 6 for the Wampus Cats. As the third quarter will come to a close. But Colton, I think we've seen this before from the Conway offense. On 4th down, they managed to continue to convert. And if not that score on their 4th down tries, what do you think the Panthers need to do to lock this down and have a chance at bringing this game back to life for the Panther Pride in the 4th quarter?
Down this much so late in the game here in the 4th quarter, it's going to take a couple forced turnovers. We're going to have to get the ball back. And we've seen them convert on 4th down opportunities, but here up so big, they're probably not going to go for it. Guess that's the kicking unit out there. It's the kicker, the junior, Major Strain Mayhair, will be kicking it away. Oh.
And a sight for sore eyes is Mayhair, as they've been continually going for it on 4th down.
27-yard field goal, Major Mayhair.
The only time we've seen Mayhair is for point after attempts. This time we'll see him in the field goal unit. The kick is up, and it is good. That'll make the Wampus Cat lead 38-7 over your Cabot Panthers.
Yeah, down 31 here with all but 4 seconds left. Excuse me, just 11 minutes and 56 seconds left in this 4th quarter. It's going to take a miracle for this Panther squad to get back into this one. And going up against such a tough team and such a strong coach in Buck James, you know, he's won the past 3 state championships over at Bryant, and looking to take another one home and looking to extend his undefeated season so far. It's looking highly favorable to him.
Yeah, definitely. He's been very good getting to and winning state championships in Bryant, but with a whole new team and the Wampus Cats, he's turned this team into a definite contender for the 7A Central title.
Yes, and I'm not sure if you remember, but about this time last year, the Wampus Cats were actually ranked higher than the Panthers. And so it was a major upset and a fantastic win for the Panthers last season. It's this one looking a little bit more tough tonight.
Cox on the return now. He's got a hole up the middle, and he's hit hard. That'll be number 29, Noah Files.
The Panthers are going to have to score early and often here in this 4th quarter to even have a chance to come back in this one. The Panthers have done some very memorable things this season, but none would be anywhere close to this comeback if they were able to string it together, as Cale Turner will be manning the offense here in this 4th quarter.
Looks like they'll put their more so explosive back in Amar Kreiner in the backfield, and he'll just barrel through that defensive line. First time we've got to say that in a while tonight. It'll be a gain of 6 on the play.
Just can't tell if that's Amar Kreiner or if that's Keegan Vest making plays like that, as there was a flag down on the play.
That'll be an illegal substitution call on the Cabot Panthers. It'll back them up and be a tougher first down opportunity now. They get 1st and 15.
If it was going to be difficult before, it's definitely going to be difficult now following that penalty, as it looked like the Panthers had something going on their first play of the drive.
Cale Turner looking to take the drop back and pass, but it'll be a false start call on the offense.
And penalties continue to plague both offenses, but none more than the Panthers. As against a team of this caliber that the Conway Wampus Cats possess, I mean, the last thing you can allow is penalty markers to plague you.
Cale Turner looking deep. Unfortunately, that ball was just too far out of reach for Evan Mathis.
Cale Turner's pass intended.
And just unfortunate to see this Panther team down so much so late. As you would think, this Panther offense started running a little bit more of a tempo game as we have seen from Conway all night. However, they're sticking to their timely game that they've been playing throughout the season.
And unfortunately, against this Wampus Cat team, it has not prevailed.
Cale Turner looking for Gabe Lynch. That'll be incomplete, making it 3rd and 20.
That's possibly a well set up screenplay for Gabe Lynch. All for naught, though. Cale Turner sailed it way over his head.
Definitely unfortunate. Cale Turner will look to pass once more. And at the slightest pressure, he'll try to use his legs, and he's sacked. Be 4th and forever for the Cabot Panthers as Sam Dubwig and crew come onto the field.
And it's just been a tough battle all night. This Panther offense has not been able to get anything going. Their only touchdown came out of their most successful way to score points, and that was in the Wildcat formation.
Sam Dubwig with the leg.
Wow.
Sending the returner back just about forever. And there's a flag, presumably a block in the back. I think just about every Panther fan saw it, as the return will get to the 41-yard line. That'll be number 5, Jacoby Wade.
Yeah, and what a kick from Dubwig, showing off the boot that we all knew he possessed, but it's still so surprising. And one of the most obvious block in the back calls we'll ever see, forcing the Wampus Cat offense even farther back into their own territory.
Well, with 10 minutes and 44 seconds left in the ball game, the Wampus Cats have the ball, leading 38-7.
As there's a new quarterback into the game for the Wampus Cats, that's Wesley Tapp, as they feel no need to allow their first string to get injured here late in this one.
And what I was talking about earlier, Omalu just needing to save his body for the week after and years to come. As that ball is deflected, that'll be 91 Jackson Bates on the deflection.
Jackson Bates Made a few good plays last game and getting his name marked on the stat sheet for this one with that deflection.
And if you took a look at Wesley Tapp and the size and stature of him, you wouldn't be able to guess, but he's a sophomore for Conway. Definitely a prospect for the years to come is Tapp, as he'll throw that one down incomplete.
Man, Carson, you surprised me with that one. I didn't see it whenever I was reading his name earlier. But wow. Very tall, well over 6 feet is Wesley Tapp. And a slim build, but not so skinny that he couldn't take a hit.
Tapp looking for his receiver on the outside. He'll throw it away. It'll make it 4th and 10.
And maybe a little bit of inexperience right there with a few misplaced balls, as that will force the punt crew, one that we have not seen all night.
You know what, Colton? I wasn't quite sure they had one with how many 4th down conversions they've went for and seemingly have gotten.
As Hayes Cox will be back to return. Haven't got to say that much either, as outside of kickoff returns, and already a flag thrown.
Looks like a delay of game on the Wampus Cats. If they weren't going to punt it before, they sure will now. It'll make it 4th down and 15.
And a little bit of positivity from the Panther defense. Finally able to come off the field and force a punt here in this one. And curious to what we might be able to see Hayes Cox's legs do.
Unfortunately, he won't get the ball as the ball settles around the 41-yard line.
A pretty short kick, short punt from the Wampus Cats. And that will set up the Panthers with the ball on the other side of the 50, which is something that we haven't got to say much of tonight, except for on that return from Amar Kreiner, as now we have Charlie Powell into the game for this drive, and alongside him is his brother Cooper.
Definitely nice to see them in the backfield together. They can do great things. Charlie looking for his man, just off the hands and the back shoulder of Hayes Cox with pressure. Charlie will throw it slightly behind Hayes Cox, and he won't be able to rein it in. It'll make it 2nd down and 10 with 10 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. The Panthers trailing 31 points at this point in the ballgame.
And yes, it's just been tough all night. The only way that the Panthers have been able to move the ball has been through the air, but some costly turnovers and some inability to make good passes.
Charlie Powell lofting it up to his brother. It'll be intercepted. Just speechless, as Jacoby Wade will get his 2nd interception tonight and his 3rd in the past 2 weeks.
And at least he hasn't taken any of ours back for 6. But has had fairly decent returns on both of them.
And the way Omalu's been playing, he may as well have, as he's looked unstoppable tonight. But I'm sure we won't see him or have the privilege of seeing him for the rest of this game.
Yes, and looks like a prime Lamar Jackson, what we saw today. Just only threw 1 pick, but threw the ball so many times that his completion percentage had to have been through the roof.
It'll be Ross Baxter on the tackle of Caden Henderson. It looks like Ross had a little bit of trouble getting around the referee, had to push him away to make that tackle.
Ross Baxter, another player who has been all over this game, was the one who forced Omalo into that interception.
Ross Baxter is definitely a physical player and a glaring bright spot for this Panther defense, especially tonight, as you can see how physical he is, even with the referees not even the boys in blue, as this run will go out to around the 27-yard line. That'll be number 2, Caden Henderson.
Caden Henderson, the ball carrier.
As that's Caden Henderson's second
On the tackle.
big run on this drive alone.
First and 10.
As not only is he running the clock out, he's also giving his team great field position and another first down.
So late into the game, 9 minutes and 15 seconds ticking in the fourth quarter. Conway is up 38-7 over the Panthers. That's not what you need. And there is the quarterback losing the ball and just finding his way through the Panther offense. There's a flag now.
Wesley Tapp on the quarterback keeper. There's a penalty flag on the play.
As Conway was signaling that it was a flag on the Panthers. But not sure what we will see here. Kind of an odd time to see a flag. A little bit after the play.
Cabot, personal foul. Late hit on the defense. They have the distance. The result in a first down.
So it will be a late hit. Not sure who it was on. But nonetheless, the Panthers unhappy and continue to give the Wampus Cats 3 yards. As it will be Trey Harris in the backfield now for the Wampus Cats.
And now the late hit earlier, I can definitely understand, but there, maybe I'm just not seeing it, as Wesley Tapp will have a 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. He'll give it to one of his committee of running backs, number 17, Trey Harris, which also another sophomore, you wouldn't know by that run, as he walks in after breaking the tackles of 2 Panther Pride members. He'll make it 44-7. Conway leads.
Conway just piling on the points here late in this one. 8 minutes and 37 seconds left as they will continue to push this one farther and farther out of reach.
The kick is up, and as expected, it is good.
Bill Upton's extra point is good. 8:37.
With 8 minutes and 30 seconds, 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in the ball game, the Wampus Cats lead 45-7 over your Cabot Panthers.
As there's a lot of low shoulders and low heads coming off the field for that Panther defense, unhappy with how this game is turning out. But one of the few bright spots has been the return man, and now we get to see a new return man replacing Hayes Cox. That's Quinn Hawkins.
Definitely something I didn't think I'd be able to, or I didn't think we'd be able to say throughout the season, as Hayes Cox has been so good at returning the ball, and maybe that's why he's out, as Quinn will take his place. But don't get me wrong, Quinn Hawkins is still a threat to this Conway kicking crew, as he'll get the chance to show it here. Quinn almost had the outside. He's brought down around the 29-yard line.
And a pretty solid return right there. Able to set the Panthers up with better field position than if it were just a touchback. Man, there's been a lot of key inactives tonight that I believe have really hurt the Panthers, as those inside runs have been detrimental to them. As we know, linebacker Gavin Vest has not been out there tonight, as he's dealing with a pulled hamstring.
Definitely a huge loss, as they'll give it to Kreiner. Kreiner's finds a hole. He looked like he's breaking away. I don't think anybody's catching Kreiner. And one of very few touches tonight, Amar Kreiner put 6 points on the board for the Panthers.
And that will bring some excitement to the Panther sideline. Rare excitement for sure. But what a run that was from Amar Kreiner. And like you said, it didn't look like anybody was going to catch him. I don't know of anybody in this state that would catch him, as he's one of the fastest players on the field at all times.
And here comes Mr. 100%, Dean Heyer. The point after. Well, what else do you expect? It's through the uprights. That'll make it 45-14 for the Panthers with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the ball game. Wesley Tapp will bring his newfound crew back onto the field.
As the Panthers able to get their second score of the night. Unfortunately, weren't able to connect on a field goal earlier, which was another chance to put points on the board. It was blocked. And, I mean, that's the only way that Dean Heyer is going to miss a field goal. I don't care where he is on the field. If he's on our side of the 50, you got to watch out. Man, if it's not blocked, you better believe 2 arms from the ref are going straight up because it will be good.
Definitely, definitely. That's why we call him Mr. 100%. But our other kicker who shows much promise as a sophomore, Lucas Blaylock, looking to kick this one away. And it sure is nice to see Kreiner breaking one away. As we all know he could, just haven't got too many yet. He had that 80-yard return earlier, and now that touchdown. Just incredible performance tonight from Kreiner, the junior. Turn from Conway will get all the way out to the 31-yard line. That'll be number 7, Trez Hammond, the junior from Conway.
But there will be a flag on the play. We might have seen another block in the back, not too sure. But it did appear to be on one of the blocks. Yes, that appears to be exactly what it was. And yes, that was a block in the back, forcing Conway back closer to their own end zone. But the Wampus Cats have been here many times tonight and have acted like they had the ball on the Panthers' goal line, just refusing to be stopped on hardly any drives.
Tapp will hand it off to one of the huge committee of running backs the Wampus Cats have. That'll be number 17, Trey Harris. Again, like I said before, the sophomore showing much promise.
And that was Corbishley on the tackle. So there's a player down on the field.
So late into a game that you're not quite sure you can get back into. Injuries are just not, never what you want to see, but especially right now.
As this one was Cabot's first test in conference play, as that was Corbishley shaken up as he is making his way off the field after making that tackle. But this has really been their first test in conference play, facing one of the, if not the best teams in the state, headed by far the best coach in the state, maybe even at the college level, as we know Arkansas has had quite a struggling season so far.
Bet you love to say that as a Mississippi State fan.
Well, they're playing just as bad, Carson. Playing just as bad, if not worse. Should be a battle of the 2 worst teams maybe in the SEC whenever they face off later in the season.
Well, I wouldn't quite say that. Vanderbilt still is in the SEC. But we've got another run from Conway. That'd be a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 to go.
And just wonder how long will Vanderbilt stay in the SEC. There's a flag thrown possibly for the maybe a little bit of disrespect taken from the referee after Brent Bean tossed the ball in the sky, as they will call it a delay of game for not tossing the ball straight to the ref.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they've gotten a few favorable calls tonight, but they've had a bit of disagreements the past couple of weeks with the referees. Last week, a referee pushing one of our players. This week, a referee not taking what he figured was disrespect, as Tap will hand the ball off once again to the sophomore. That'll be down around the 38-yard line. Trey Harris on the run.
And there's another first down for Conway. Their team continues to look unstoppable even with the backups in.
Well, you're down 31 as a Panther. You need a stop now to even have a sliver of hope to get back into this game. Another first down might as well end it. Tap will hand the ball off. 6 minutes and 5 seconds ticking down on the clock.
And there's a new name, Devin Davis, on the carry. He is a junior. Getting less playing time than a sophomore could be a little harmful to the morale, but nonetheless a pretty solid run on his first attempt of the game.
Tap handing the ball off once again.
And that one, Davis had a little bit less room to go, only able to pick up one.
Third and 5 to go with 5 minutes and 15 seconds. 15 seconds left in the game.
And Carson, this has been a tough game, but at least this will give the Panthers a little bit of insight on what the best teams may be doing, and maybe they can implement this into their own game, and it will look a little bit different on the scoreboard whenever the playoffs come around.
Definitely, I would take this as a learning opportunity, as that first down by Camarion Williams just as well seals it tonight with 4 minutes and 35 seconds and ticking left on the clock. Wesley Tapp will pass the ball now. He's got a screen pass to the outside. That'll be number 24, Alex McRae, on the reception. He's a sophomore as well.
And McRae might be hearing it from his coach after that one. You're so late in the game, all you want to do is run out the clock. Oh, excuse me. It seems I forgot about the ruling to where whenever you're too far ahead, the clock never stops. So the clock will continue to roll even though he went out of bounds, as the Wampus Cats just continue to march the ball down the field methodically.
Like you said, time being a factor. 3 minutes and about 45 seconds left to play. They'll hand it off once again, and with another first down, it's not looking promising to get any more points on the board as a Panther fan.
Yeah, and this one's looking about all but over, as it's really just been a tough night. But tomorrow's a new day. We got college football back tomorrow. Unfortunately for me and you, Carson, Mississippi State and Arkansas will probably be having another tough matchup, as it seems about like no matter who Mississippi State plays, they're not going to win.
And with a electric run, the Wampus Cats will gain about 8 with about 3 minutes left in the game. The Conway leads 45-14 over your Cabot Panthers.
And next week, the Panthers will be taking on Little Rock Central. That will be on the road, as it will be at J.A. Fair, not at Little Rock Central's high school field. And
that'll be number 43, Dalton D1 Shell, jumping off sides there for your Cabot Panther defense. That'll be a first down for the Wampus Cats. And yes, next week, that should be a very good game. Little Rock Central and your Cabot Panthers. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you next week, but we have a promising young commentator coming to fill my place next week, and I'm sure you'll be excited for them. And with another breakout run, that'll be number 38, Devin Davis, the junior, making his case for playing time tonight as they'll raise the score 51-14 over the Cabot Panthers with just a second under 2 minutes to play.
And the Wampus Cats continue to push this one farther and farther out of hand, as it's just been a very, very rough night for Panther fans, as Conway has just been unstoppable. They continue to be unstoppable all season long, as have not really been tested and are lossless and looking to extend that after the game tonight, as there's a minute and 59 seconds left, as just about the only thing that will stop the clock right there is the PAT. And Carson, we're really hoping for a different outcome in next week's game against Little Rock Central, a much less talented squad than that of Conway, as their record is much poorer. As the Panthers, do you think they'll come out trying to avenge this loss with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and try and get a big win over Central?
Definitely. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder after this game. Not exactly, or not at all, how they wanted this game to go, as we've got a new return man. That'll be number 16. Or excuse me, not number 16.
Ryan Forte returns the kickoff out to the 30-yard
That'd be
line.
Ryan Forte on the return. Excuse me, that'll be Wyatt Forte.
As there is a minute and 20 seconds as the clock will continue to go down. And that's Grimmy Peyton Otrowski back at quarterback here late in this one.
And a nice run, getting everything he can, is number 22, Carter being the senior. We talked about him a little bit last week. Has been a little bit questionable on if he's cleared to play, but here he is, and we're glad to see him, as he's been absolutely pummeled with injuries throughout his career. 50 seconds left. Peyton Grimmy Otrowski hands it off to Carter Bing.
That one swallowed up pretty quickly. Not really anywhere to go for Carter Bing. And we might just get to see Peyton's arm, as we haven't seen him since the benefit game, or as we like to call it, Panther Frenzy, where he had an outstanding performance and did not throw one incomplete pass.
Not one. With 17 seconds left and ticking, this should be the last play. They'll have Otrowski hand off the ball on the jet sweep. That'll be number 40, or excuse me.
That'll be number 20, Isaiah Beatty, and that will be the last play of the game as it comes to a close here in Conway.
Well, nothing short of a heartbreaking loss tonight for the Panthers, losing 52-14. Join us next week on the road against Little Rock Central. I've been your play-by-play commentator, Carson Cook, and sitting next to me, your color commentator,
Colton Hennessy.
Have a great night, Panther fans.